Real estate requires a lot of patience.
Today on our hashtag show, we are spotlighting a leader who represents the future of Indian real estate for carrying forward a 57-year legacy to driving bold digital transformation.
Growth in India was just at a different scale compared to what was happening in Europe. So I felt that there was more opportunity as an entrepreneur and as a businessman over here as compared to Europe. The legacy I would, that we would like to take forward would be a value-driven, commitment-driven, and a delivery-driven, ever-evolving organization. That's the legacy I would like to leave behind for them. Real estate requires a lot of patience. You have to keep grinding, keep pursuing. Things take time in real estate, so don't get disheartened. Just keep pushing and persevere.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Rupali Sapkall, and welcome to the hashtag show. Today on our hashtag show, we are spotlighting a leader who represents the future of Indian real estate for carrying forward a 57-year legacy to driving bold digital transformation across Mumbai and Indore. He is redefining how tradition meets technology. Joining me on the podcast is none other than the director of Morya Group, Deep Jhavar. A very warm welcome to you, Deep.
Thank you so much. Privileged to be here.
Absolutely. And Deep, I want to know, your dad founded Morya Group in 1967. It's
Correct.
almost a 57 years of legacy.
Correct.
How does it feel being, do you feel pressure or do you feel privileged?
I feel extremely privileged because I know what it takes to succeed in this industry, and also the fact that we have been here for so long. It makes the job for our generation a lot easier. So we definitely do feel privileged because we get the benefit of the hard work and the trust that they've built throughout the years.
Of course, I can totally imagine your dad, your father, Mananiya Shri Uttam Jhavar ji, has such a reputation when we talk about real estate segment. It's been almost 57 years now that when he started, and then today the world knows him, especially Mumbai and Indore. He's created quite a significant impact on everyone in real estate.
Yes, definitely. He's worked with a lot of players and his journey has been very, very exciting.
And Deep, I also want to know from you, you've studied at Bond University in Australia and also hold a degree from Geneva in Business and International Relations.
Correct.
So what was the thought that you came back to India and why not settle in the abroad?
So, when I was abroad, when you're younger, you do want to explore different career paths. And for a while I did explore. I wanted to, when I was younger, I did want to work in the international arena, international organization space. That's why I had gone to Geneva, because there were so many international organizations like WTO, UN, and I wanted to explore that space when I was younger. But the economic opportunity in India was just too big. I think around the time I was graduating, 2007, real estate had seen its biggest boom in history then. And the growth in India was just at a different scale compared to what was happening in Europe. So I felt that there was more opportunity as an entrepreneur and as a businessman over here as compared to Europe.
I can imagine, totally. So you're currently in your final semester of LLB while running a real estate business.
Yes.
Why law, and how does legal education change the way you approach development and redevelopment?
So, I did law because my father really wanted me to do law. My wife is a lawyer. My grandfather was a lawyer. So I guess law runs in my family. And it's something that definitely enhances one's own knowledge. Real estate, if you look at it holistically, right, it has the contractual element, which is, of course, law. The contracts are based on rules that govern the industry. Even development itself, the planning regulations are also very much impacted by new legislation. So law is a very, very big part of real estate. It helps learning the overall legal environment, and it's always good to upgrade yourself. I think one has to intellectually keep upgrading themselves as well.
Yeah, and I think it goes hand in hand when you know law and being in a real estate segment.
Yes.
Yeah, you definitely know all the loopholes and everything, and and I'm sure it might be helping you.
I mean, I didn't study law to break the law. I studied law to make sure that I follow the
Rules.
yes.
I'm sure, I'm sure. So 40 plus completed projects across
Correct.
Mumbai and Indore, clientele that includes HNIs, MNCs and of course celebrities. What makes Morya Group different from 100 of other developers in the market?
I think our longevity and the fact that we've been around for so long, we've seen many up cycles and down cycles and still delivered consistently.
Yes.
I think that's the main differentiating factor between us and other developers. Many other developers. I mean, there are lots of other good names as well, but there are very few that have been in business since so many years.
Yes, great. And you've described Morya's philosophy as we don't just build structures, we create living, breathing spaces. That sounds poetic. Give me a concrete example. What does this truly mean?
So, we spend a lot of time, we spend a lot of thought into our planning, and if you see any of the work that we've done, we make sure that we've given a lot more open space in our buildings compared to the competitors. There is a lot of thought that goes into once the purchaser has bought the apartment, how their life will be, and we really put a lot of thought into that. So
Yes.
that's I think how I would describe it.
Of course, and me living in the same vicinity in Andheri, so of course I know Morya Group and have been seeing all the commercial spaces that you all have built.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes,
That's lovely.
so
That's a
I
lovely.
definitely know like the entire space and arena that you all have created for people's comfort.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Thank you so much.
All right, and I also want to know redevelopment is notoriously complex. Existing societies, multiple stakeholders, regulatory hurdles. You said stakeholder alignment is more important than margins. Walk us through a real redevelopment challenge you have navigated.
So, in many redevelopments, right, the stakeholder expectation is mismatch. Building consensus is always a challenge in redevelopment. I mean, if anyone has been through the redevelopment process, they know that in every society there is factionalism, there are dissenting groups,
Yes.
things like that.
Tedious job, isn't it?
Yes, it's tedious to get everyone on the same page, and it's also very procedural, right?
Yes.
So redevelopment has its own unique set of challenges that must be taken care of and must be overcome. So that's why if, let's say, the stakeholder, which is generally the society, the two main stakeholders, the society and the developer, if there is alignment between them, if the society itself has realistic and reasonable expectations, and there is faith in the developer, right, things go very smoothly. But there are many cases in which it's not been a smooth story of many developers. So I think that's why stakeholder alignment becomes very important. If they are aligned, everything works smoothly. If there is any sort of undue expectation from either stakeholder, things can go really wrong in a redevelopment. There have been cases where the societies have troubled the developer. There have been cases where the developer has troubled the society. It's both ways.
True.
So to make sure that doesn't happen, one has to put in effort and honor their commitments.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Correct.
Totally. So your recent focus has been on design, efficiency, FSI optimization and tighter execution frameworks. Is Indian real estate finally moving from build and sell to build, right and sell?
Yes, definitely. I mean, the market is getting so competitive now.
Yeah.
Planning, and there are so many tools that help buyers visualize just of the floor plan themselves. There are many tools now. So what you build, how you present has become much more important compared to before. The buyer is also, it's not like before where the buyers would compromise now, but the younger generation, they want everything. If something doesn't tick their boxes, they'll find something else that does.
True. Because it's all about, there's no compromise that
No,
word
no,
does
no, not
not
at all,
exist
not at
now.
all.
It has
If
to
they
be,
have a particular checklist in their mind, they want it.
so there's no compromise, it's customized.
Yes, yes, yes. That is exactly, you got it right.
Yes. So you are known as a PropTech advocate with Credai Circles for a 57-year-old legacy company. That's of course unusual. What convinced you that technology wasn't just hype?
I think one has to evolve with time. The basic efficiency that technology brings, there is no escaping it. If you do not upgrade your processes, you're going to become inefficient, and that is ultimately going to put you at a disadvantage, affect your project outcomes. So one has to change with the times. I mean, that is one of the, I think that is one of the great things about our organization, that we've always believed in evolution.
Wow.
And we don't believe in just working in a fixed way. However, we feel that we can make a process more efficient. We always put our minds to it, and it's a very open-minded culture in our organization.
Wow, that's nice. I mean, I think evolution, like you mentioned, that is the most important thing to run a company.
Correct.
Or to probably create a legacy. Because I think every decade things are changing, things are moving in a very rapid fire manner.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
You've got that 100%.
So, Deep, you worked with digital sales galleries, smart CRMs, and immersive buyer journeys. What's working and what's still overpromised in PropTech today?
I think it depends, a lot of things depend on the scale and the number of projects a developer is doing. A lot of times I feel some organizations do not need these fancy tools. Some organizations that are doing many projects and the scale is very large, they do need these tools. But at the end of the day, I feel that, the basics of good planning, on-time delivery, clear communication with the customer, these matter. That has to be your base, and these tools can enhance the experience for the customer. But it's not that, using a great CRM is going to guarantee you sales, or using AI is going to guarantee efficiency on site. So, there is a lot of hype still surrounding a lot of these tools, but all of them have their place. It's up to you how you deploy them correctly.
You've also spoken at Credai MCHI panels alongside EY, HDFC, and industry veterans. What's the gap you see? What PropTech vendors promise and what developers actually need?
I think a lot of PropTech vendors promise you the moon, and what developers ultimately care about. Now, let's say if there is an example of some sort of design tool, right? Yes, that the developers care whether this tool will be adopted by my organization, if it can make things more efficient. If there is resistance in adoption, that is one challenge. So I think that process needs to be thought, like internal, how can you facilitate internal adoption from within the organization? And from the sales PropTech part, right? There are a lot of solutions which promise to bring you leads or promise to bring you site visits. I think that is one area where developers ultimately care about conversions. So I think proper profiling, these kind of tools will really help developers.
Because I think end of the day, what is the most important part is the numbers.
Conversion, exactly.
Conversion numbers.
Conversion.
तो अगर बिकेगा ही नहीं तो फिर
Exactly.
फायदा
What's the
क्या?
point?
Yeah, true,
Exactly,
true. I get it.
exactly.
So you believe technology integration in marketing, CRM and project monitoring will be a key trend in 26-27, but most developers still run on Excel and WhatsApp. What's stopping the adoption again?
I think I think some developers do not need fancy CRMs. For them, if WhatsApp works and Excel works, why change what's working? If your scale allows you to use those tools. There is, it's definitely challenging every time you adopt a new CRM or a new system. You have to train your entire organization. But I think a major change over the next few years, which will make adoption a lot easier, is the AI aspect of it. Even the as the next generation of workforce comes that are more how do you say, familiar with using AI, and they start replacing the older generation of workforce, adoption will become a lot easier. I think the old CRM systems might have a major rethink in ways we cannot visualize yet.
Yeah.
So that's how I see the evolution taking place. AI is going to cause some disruption even in this space.
Yeah, I can totally imagine that.
It might allow smaller organizations to compete with larger organizations with more fancy tools and things like that.
So you've said the next cycle will reward credibility and execution over speculation. After years of speculation driving the market, why will this time be different?
There have a lot of changes that have already happened in the industry. There was a very big speculative class in the market, or we used to call them the investor class in the market.
Yeah.
A lot of them have invested in other markets such as the stock market, such as gold, into more speculation driven things. What we are noticing this time is that the early sales also take place through actual users.
Yes.
Especially in the residential sector. The sheer amount of speculative investment in real estate in a city like Bombay has drastically reduced.
Yeah.
So this cycle, like every boom and bust cycle is different, but over time we do notice that the amount of speculators are shifting away simply because they have other alternatives now that didn't exist before.
So Deep, I also want to know, nowadays buyers are very conscious. They evaluate location, brand, and of course lifestyle holistically.
Correct.
So how is Morya adapting its sales and marketing approach for this evolved buyers?
I think it's very important to identify wherever you do the project what
Yes.
the target audience is. I think that's step number one.
Yeah.
And you have to spend a lot more time planning as compared to before.
Yes.
In a very competitive sales environment, one needs to make sure that the buyers have the right product, they have the right financing options as well. These are the two most important things that that ultimately determine the sales outcome.
Yes.
And also the right channels, your marketing at the right channels. I think digital is playing a lot more. But the traditional broker, no matter how much digital has evolved, the traditional broker is still the most supreme guy when it comes to real estate sales.
Yes.
So you have to also have a good broker network along with good presence in the digital world.
Yes.
I think that, and your approach right now has to be multi-channel.
True.
It cannot be like, there was a time where certain developers would only prefer one channel over the other channel. So now it has to be a multi-channel approach, like digital, traditional marketing,
True.
news, print, and also channel partner marketing, brokers.
You can't be relying only on one source now.
Exactly.
Because it's all about branding. वो जो दिखता है वही
वो
बिकता है.
Exactly.
बस.
You have to have a multi-channel approach now.
Yes, true that. Yeah. Deep, I want to know that how important is fitness to you?
Well, fitness is very important. It's a very big part of my life. I mean, I'm a total gym addict. I'm an iron addict.
Oh, wow.
And so that's the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is hit the weights. And it's a very, very big, important part of my life. It helps me, de-stress. It's a very feel-good part of my day.
Oh, wow. So, Deep, if you have to talk about, fitness being associated with business, does it go hand in hand for you? Does it help you?
I think the modern entrepreneur, right, is a lot more fitness conscious, our generation, as compared to the older generation.
Yes.
And there are also role models that we can follow who are running large scale businesses and have a very high level of fitness.
Of course.
I think in the tech world there are people like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. They have a very intense fitness routine, and even a lot of entrepreneurs in India. Like I've heard many stories from people that they have very strict fitness routines. So that's a new trend, I think, in the
course.
modern entrepreneur, which is very good. Like it helps you lead a more holistic life.
True, true. And I think when you're disciplined, when you're following a strict routine, your brain functions properly.
Exactly.
We are no more in that zamana जो पेट है जिसका वो ही सेट है वैसा कुछ
No, no, not at all. Quite the opposite actually now.
Actually, because I think if you're not working out, if you're not eating healthy, you're lethargic.
Exactly.
You probably don't really know what to do.
Exactly.
But when you know you're looking nice,
Exactly.
when you're eating well, when you're working out, the confidence is different and
Totally different.
it reflects in your work as well.
Exactly, exactly.
Amazing, Deep. That's great. Kudos to
Yes,
you for that.
Thank you so much.
You've said reputation compounds faster than capital. In an industry where many developers have faced true deficits, how do you actively build and protect reputation?
So reputation takes time to build. It's not a very easy process. A reputation ultimately for a developer depends upon consistent delivery.
Yes.
And also how long have they been in business with. So these two things, and along with the fact that how you deal with your customers, there are good times and bad times in the business cycle, your general behavior, your delivery, how long you've been in business, all these things
Matters.
impact your reputation. And I think the number one focus for developers has to be consistent delivery.
Yeah.
I think that is what will build reputation over time and client relationships.
Yeah, I think, the people, the, buyers, all they say is कि भाई time पे मिल रहा है कि नहीं.
Exactly, that's the most important thing for them.
Exactly true. And then if the developer is, delivering the project
Exactly.
before time, oh God, then that's how
Exactly.
it is. You don't really
Exactly.
know external publicity वैसी मिल जाती है, right?
Exactly. That
It's word of mouth.
has a
Trust.
stronger impact on your credibility and brand more than any amount of
Marketing
that you do.
True. It's all about word of mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, true
Exactly.
that. That's amazing. So another line from you, which is micro marketing understanding beats macro predictions. In an era of big data and macroeconomic analysis, why is local knowledge still the king?
So, and this is something that I've observed in my time in real estate. This is something even my father
Has.
also mentions, that you should know your local market wherever you're executing your project very well. The big macro things are not in your control. But if you know the micro market really well, your acquisition decision will be a lot better.
Yes.
Your sales strategy will be a lot better, because those are the factors that you can control.
True that.
And that is ultimately going to help you decide whether I should take up this project or I shouldn't take up the project. A general bull run doesn't determine whether the project succeeds in the local level, right? What helps the project succeed, even in a market which might not be, let's say, on a macro perspective, a great market, is going to be the local demand and supply. That is what gives project success ultimately. That's what we've always observed.
So you've contributed to industry working groups on construction quality, marketing standards, and buyers' trust. What's one policy change you would push for if you had the power?
I think all developers, and I think I will get approval for this from almost every developer, would be a single window approval system. I think that is the biggest pain point for developers. That impacts project timelines and increases inefficiency, adds extra costs, ultimately which affect the buyer or reduce the bottom line of the developer, either of the outcomes.
Yeah.
But it just slows down everything that could, that has the potential to move much faster. There have been measures. I'm not saying that the government has not taken any measures. Government has taken measures like ease of doing business, which have made the process more efficient. But a one window approval system will save a lot of inefficiency. Right now, we run across various departments for each approval, right? If we can apply at one place and we get one approval, that will just save everyone a lot of time. I think single window approval system is the need of the hour. I think that is the one policy that I would push for if I had the power.
And for the young developers or those who are, wanting to get into the real estate industry, you've said real estate is a long-term discipline, not a short-term decade. What message do you have for everybody, the budding entrepreneurs, the younger generation, because you being the third generation?
Correct.
Yeah.
So fortunately for me, I already walked into a setup, right?
Yes.
But I think for someone who wants to enter the real estate space, I would say that the most important quality that you need is patience. You need to learn to be very patient as a developer because you deal with many, many stakeholders.
Yes.
There is an enormous responsibility because you have to ultimately deliver what you've promised people, and the stakes are very high in real estate.
Of course.
So it's a job of enormous responsibility. It's a job which requires a lot of patience and calibrated decision making. That's what I would say.
Okay, yeah, and that's something which are quite the ethics that they should follow.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Great. And what message do you have for all the buyers who are probably wanting to invest in something? What things or what parameters they should evaluate before investing in anything?
I think it's your money. Be careful with what you invest. Do all your checks, do all your due diligence, technical, legal, financial, everything. Hire professionals if you need to. Do not try to save small money. Big money is at stake. So, take the extra expense on yourself, get the extra checks done, and keep yourself safe. That's my message to the buyers.
Superb, Deep. So let's do a rapid fire round quickly. Let's
Sure.
know you. One word to describe the 2026 real estate buyer.
Informed.
Redevelopment or greenfield? Which is harder?
Definitely redevelopment.
One metric every developer should obsess over.
Oh, wow. There are a lot of metrics that developers should obsess over. But I think the most important metric is cost to build per square feet versus sale price per square feet.
Your morning routine in 30 seconds.
Wake up, gym, get ready, head to office. That's my morning routine.
Lovely. One book that shaped your business thinking.
So personally for me, I think there are a lot of books that have shaped me. I think the most important book, because real estate is a lot also about dealing with personalities, right?
Yes.
So Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Rich Dad, Poor Dad,
Yeah.
Atomic Habits. So yeah, many books. But I think the Dale Carnegie would be the number one book. Not only for business, but
In
regarding
general,
life in general.
So I think ज्ञान आपको लेना सब जगह से पसंद है.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, true that. So legacy you want to leave for the 4th generation.
Wow, that's a very deep question. But I think if our future generation decides to do real estate or no, because children these days, they have their own goals and ambitions. It's really up to them. But the legacy I would, that we would like to take forward would be a value-driven, commitment-driven, and a delivery-driven, ever-evolving organization. That's the legacy I would like to leave behind for them.
And any message for all of our viewers who are the budding entrepreneurs and the people who are getting into real estate? Anything you would want to say?
Yes, like I mentioned before, that real estate requires a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And you have to keep grinding, keep pursuing. Things take time in real estate, so don't get disheartened. Just keep pushing and persevere. That's what my message would be to budding entrepreneurs.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Deep. It was
Thank you so
really
much.
amazing talking to you and
Thank
knowing
you so much.
all the things, the legacy and everything about yourself.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
so
It was
much.
truly an honor having a chat with you.
Thank you so much for having me.